first of all, it is, in my understanding, and I studied comparative religion for a long time in the academic world and have been studying Buddhism now with some intensity for about 8 years as a practice. It's my understanding that the whole goal of all religions is this: to become happy, to become a happy person, to become happy so that you can help others be happy. And so it's very important, I think, that we get our heads clear on what it is that religion really is moving you towards, what it is that religion is selling, you know? Because I grew up in a religious household, and I went to church all the time, and nobody seemed to be that happy about it. You know, everyone just was like, you know, it's Sunday morning, I got to put on the clothes that I never wear, you know, any other day. Use special clothes that don't feel right, and, you know, they're all kind of uncomfortable. And I got to go to this church and sit around this hard, you know, and the pews there are intentionally hard, right? They make them intentionally like as most uncomfortable things you could sit on. And, you know, you sit there for like an hour and a half while everyone else is like sitting there, you know, kind of looking at their watch too. And everyone's looking at their watch and, you know, and then it's over and then everyone can hardly wait to get out. And that's not really, you know, there's something went wrong there. There's something's, you know, got askewed. That's not the point of religion. The point of religion is not to like have to do it as some obligation that you know, that you do for an hour and a half once a week or less, you know, and then live your ordinary happy life, your ordinary like fun life, when you're not going to that crappy church life, you know, or synagogue or whatever it is. And that's just a complete misunderstanding of the purpose of religion. The purpose of religion is to get happy, and so you know, very important to get that straight. You know, if it's an authentic tradition, and all the world traditions are authentic ones, they wouldn't have lasted for thousands of years if they weren't authentic. If it is an authentic tradition and you're practicing it, you should be getting happier. And if you're not getting happier, it's probably almost 100% sure that it's not the problem with the religion. It's not like, oh, that religion doesn't work. If it's a 1,000-year-old, 2,000-year-old, you know, 2,500-year-old religion, it's probably your problem. You're not doing it right. You're not doing the religion right. So it's a kind of a good gauge, you know? Like, how well am I practicing? How well am I practicing? Am I getting happier? And that's the gauge. And you should get happier. And the religions have the tools for it. So all religions move us towards this thing. The desire for happiness. I'm going to quote somebody named St. Augustine. His mother has a big statue here in Santa Monica at the end of, was it Santa Monica Boulevard? You run into St. Monica. Is it Wilshire? There she is, you know. So that's St. Augustine's mom. So here's what he said. In a treatise written about 2,000 years ago called On the Happy Life. The desire for happiness is essential to man, is essential. It is the motivator of all our acts. And the Dalai Lama says the same thing all the time. He says everybody's just trying to be happy. That's all we do, all day long, from the time that we wake up to the time that we go to bed. We're just trying to be happy and avoid pain. Just trying to be happy and avoid pain. It's the root motivation of everything. So he's saying that. St. Augustine's also saying that. The most venerable, clearly understood, enlightened, and reliable constant in the world is not only that we want to be happy, but that we want only to be so. It's the only thing that we're trying to do. It's not only like one of the things we're trying to do in addition to like success at the job or, you know, good family relations or something like that. It's the only thing that we're trying to do. And we're trying to do it through the job, through the relationships, through the money, through the possessions, and so forth. It's the only thing. Our very nature requires it of us, says St. Augustine. So it's hardwired in us to try and be happy, to want to be happy. So what's the resistance? You know, what's the resistance? How come we aren't happy, one? And two, how come when you hear somebody say, the whole purpose of life is to be happy, or the whole purpose of every religious tradition is to move towards happiness, maybe there's some part of you that's going, no, I don't want to be happy, you know. And if that's, you know, how come that's there? how come that part of you is there, if there is a part of you like that? And if there isn't a part of you like that, you're very lucky. You're very lucky. Then it's just smooth sailing. Then it's all green lights, all up and down Wilshire for you. You know, you don't have any obstacles then. But if there's obstacles to happiness, you got to like identify those. Like, why? Why is it that there's some part of you that doesn't want to be happy? And maybe one part of you, maybe the resistance comes from the realization that we have indeed, for our whole lives, just been trying to be happy. But we have been so thoroughly misinformed about how to be happy that we recognize that our quest for happiness is superficial. It's a superficial thing. Because we're not doing it right. We're doing it in a superficial way. So when we hear somebody say, you should be happy, we go, oh, well, that's a very superficial goal, to be happy. Very superficial goal. I did a little bit of internet research recently. There's a survey that somebody did. And I don't know exactly what the question was. Respondents in the survey settled on the figure of $10,000 as the amount that they would need to solve their problems. If I had $10,000, then my problems would be solved. And, you know, we all think this way. You know, we're not different from these people. You know, like somebody comes up to you and says, like, how much money would you need to be happy? $10,000 would come to mind maybe for many of us. But yeah, if I had $10,000 more dollars, I could pay off my bills, I could buy a new boat, I could have a vacation, you know, and have a little bit left over to, you know, go bowling. And then I'd be happy, you see? And, you know, it's that kind of superficiality of what, you know, of thinking that this is the kind of thing that would make you happy. If I only had $10,000, I'd be happy. That makes people maybe a little suspicious of the whole concept of happiness. So happiness isn't getting $10,000. What's the proof of that? You know, come on. If there was some, money can't buy happiness. You ever heard that before? Maybe like that's some esoteric Eastern thing that they say. If there was some kind of relationship between money and happiness, every dollar would buy you one smiley face unit. Right? Every dollar that you had, if you had $10,000, you'd be 10,000 happy faces. And you go, oh, you know. And if you had 100,000, you'd have you know. And the more money you had, the happier you'd be. And then, you know, you'd see people like Bill Gates on the TV, and he would just be unbelievably blissed out. You know, the cameras would break taking pictures of him because he would just be like glowing because he had billions of dollars, billions of happy faces. And then we go, well, yeah, but if I had Bill Gates' money, Bill Gates might not be that happy, but if I had it, it would be different, right? Money's just wasted on the rich people, you know? And it's just a fool's game. At some level, we know that kind of pursuit of happiness is superficial and will not work out. It doesn't work. And at some level, we know that. Although we don't act like we know that, usually. So, you know, maybe there's some suspicion of happiness, and justifiable, you see, justifiable suspicion, because we think happiness is something that it isn't. Happiness isn't just having, you know, $10,000. Happiness isn't just having things go right for a while. Happiness isn't just getting another job, promotion on the job, or, you know, another fabulous, you know, LA girlfriend or something like that, you know. That's not the source of happiness. It can't be the source of happiness.